strength, leadership, power, authority, guidance, patience are God's gift to us as men. We have to cherish that, not abuse it. I prayed this morning to be a better listener. It didn't work so well. We're human. You get back up. Yes, I've been high up on the mountain. I've been blessed. But that's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
And it's lonely up there.
Yeah.
You know, people don't know that side of it. We did not come this far to just break down and lose now. I'm a winner. I'm going to win. True desire in the heart, that itch that you have, whatever it is you want to do, that thing that you want to do to help others and to grow and to make money, that desire, that itch, that's God's proof to you, sent beforehand already to indicate that it's yours. Aspire to make a difference.
You are what you are in this world. That's either one or two things. Either you're somebody,
or you're nobody. Never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. If it were easy, there'd be no Denzel Washington. So, keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So, keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you at work. While it may be frightening, it will also be rewarding. So you got to get out there. You got to give it everything you got, whether it's your time, your talent, your prayers, or your treasures. Because taking risk is not just about going for a job. It's also about knowing what you know and what you don't know. It's about being open to people and to ideas. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Because the chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living." Now, I'm sure in your experiences in school and applying to college and picking your major and deciding what you want to do with life, I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Fall forward. This is what I mean. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Fail big. Today is the beginning of the rest of your life, and it can be very frightening. It's a new world out there. It's a mean world out there, and you only live once. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances professionally. Don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment.
When I ask most high performers like you all, is giving your best effort, is that a choice? Most people proudly puff up their chest and acknowledge yes. Working hard is a choice, and I agree with you. But if working hard is a choice, by default, there has to be another side of that coin, which means not working hard, that's also a choice.
Pain that you go through is temporary, but the greatness on the other side is forever. And I love that quote because it's the thing that we always got to constantly remember. And if we could just get past that pain threshold, training, whatever it is, and on the other side of that, man, is the good shit. It's the greatness. So get past that threshold and get to your greatness.
There's only two things in this world that every single one of us has 100% control over 100% of the time. That's our effort and our attitude. But we need to learn how to focus on the two things that we have 100% control over. And anytime we spend focus on, or let's be honest, worried about things that are not in our control, it will adversely affect the things that are in our control.
I built muscle over the years so that it's not that I don't have feelings, I don't get hurt, I don't feel sad, I don't feel tired, I feel all those things, but they're not the dominant force in my life. It's a muscle. The mind is a muscle, emotion is a muscle. It's not that I'm so great, just I'm well trained. I've trained this mind. You know how people negotiate, well, maybe we'll do it tomorrow, I'm gonna do this, or oh, let me wait 2 more minutes till I'm ready. There's none of that shit with me. For decades, I go, I say, we do. I'm not here to discuss this shit with my mind. There's mind, and then there's soul and spirit. And soul and spirit, my soul fucking knows. And when I say jump, you fucking jump. I'm not here to have a discussion with you.
Most people, whether it's a teammate, a colleague, a coworker, a student, a player, when you hold them accountable for not giving their best effort, the first thing they'll do is make an excuse on why they're not working hard. The next thing they'll do is they'll blame someone or something for the conditions and why they're not working hard. And I can promise you that the moment you leave that conversation, they are going to complain about you for the fact that you're holding them accountable to something that is 100% in their control. So I told you before, that trilogy will undermine your ability to be the best you can be. So we all need to acknowledge that working hard is a choice, but not working hard is also a choice. And as you can probably guess, the key to high performance is choosing to work as hard as possible, as often as possible.
Being successful is so hard, but I realized that not being successful was hard too. The difference between not being successful hard and trying to get successful and hard, if you're trying to get successful and it's hard, at least there's some payout. There's a payoff. If you hang in there, there's payoff. So if it's hard that way, and it's hard being successful, I might as well deal with how hard it is to be successful, because at least one day that could be a payout. It's a decision, man. I'm not bragging, I'm telling you the truth. This is fact. You think I'm playing? I dare you, try it. I dare you.
You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots. And you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. Simple goals, but have goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. And in this text, tweet, twerk world that you've grown up in, remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Remember that. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress. My mother told me, she said, yeah, because you can run in place all the time and never get anywhere.
I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb.
You're going to have ups and downs in life. Things are going to go wrong. You're going to lose businesses. You're going to lose jobs. You're going to break up. And there are times when you get injured, and there are times when you get mentally defeated and you feel like you don't want to do it anymore. And those days go on and on and on. Things are going to go wrong. And what you need to do is to keep moving forward. No matter what happens, keep moving forward.
We all go through pain. Get a reward for yours. There's some things in life you don't need no degree for, you don't need no money for it, you don't need no support for it. There's some things in life you just gonna get through when you tell yourself, I'm gonna get through this. I need you to look at that sickness that's going on in your life right now, whatever it is. I want you to say, I can beat it. I can beat it. I will beat it. I must. You think it's gonna be easy? Forget about it. All right, don't even try to be successful. It's a wrap. It's not going to be easy, but I want you to feel that pain going through your body. And as pain leaves your body, guess what's going to take its place? Success. And when that thing tells you to quit, you look at it in his eye and say, I ain't going nowhere. I will break you before you break me. You will not defeat me. You will not destroy me. I'm unbreakable now. Life is going to see how bad you want what you say you want. Impose your will on it. Life will give in to you if it knows you're serious about whatever it is that you're trying to do. Life will give in to you. Whenever you start, you make sure you finish. If you do not kill me, you will not stop my drive. No petty adversity will not stop me. I have to complete every mission that I set out on.
From this day forward, set out to achieve greatness, not by looking for someone to give it to you, but by going through all of the blood, all of the sweat, all of the hard work, by going to work to set your own inner greatness free. I believe in you, because I know it's there. No matter what anyone else has said, or how anyone else has made you feel before, it's there. So you had it harder than other people, well then you're going to have to work a little harder. But trust me when I say, you have greatness inside you.
Wherever we are, with whatever hand that life has dealt us, we have the freedom of spirit. We can go through life whining and weeping, or we can have the kind of spirit that regardless of what happens to you, you can stand up inside of yourself. You have an uncomfortable soul. It can be painful, it will be uncomfortable, and that's where the growth is. When you're stretching out, when you're taking life by the collar, you're going to get thrown to the ground again and again and again. But when you have determination, and you know that what you're doing is right, it gives you your life, it gives a special meaning and power to you, you'll begin to discover some things about you that you don't know you've got when you put yourself in that type of challenging situation.
always told you this since day one. Can't nobody treat you the way you're being treated without your permission. Understand that. I know it's easier said than done. I know maybe you're going through hard times. I know you're going through tragedy. I know you may be dealing with a lot of things and you're vulnerable. But listen, at the end of the day, you have to stop accepting disrespect. People have to know that if somebody walks out of your life, they're not going to find you in the same place that they left you. Some of us, we allow people to walk out our life. We allow people to do us any type of way, and we sit there and we wait.
There are people who can walk away from you, and hear me when I tell you this. When people can walk away from you, let them walk. When people can walk away from you, let them walk.
While they moved on with their life, we sit here and we wait for them to show back up. We sit here and we wait for them to give us forgiveness. We sit here and we wait for them to give us apologies. We sit here and we waiting for closure. Let me tell you something about closure, man. The only closure that you need is realize that you deserve better. The only closure that you need is understanding that your life holds better for your life.
You done everything you can do. You done sat around and been the best man or the best woman you could be, and they still want to go. Let them go. Whatever they're running after, they'll see what they had in a minute, but by then it's going to be too late. Because you'll sit there and you'll go. Because half these people you be sitting around crying about and worry about 2-3 years from now, you ain't going to even remember their last name.
That's what you want to begin to do in order to make this your decade. You want to begin to get all the toxic people out of your life. Hello. Energy drainers, get them out of your life. See, ladies and gentlemen, it takes a lot of energy to reach your goal. It takes a lot of emotional, mental, and spiritual energy to reach your goal. And you can run faster with 100 who want to go than with one around your neck. So there are two kinds of relationships. Sid Simon talks about this. Nourishing relationships and toxic relationships. Nourishing relationships are the relationships that inspire you. They motivate you. They bring the best out of you. Toxic relationships are relationships with people that always criticize you. All they can do is find fault. All they can do is just exploit your weaknesses. All they can do is remind you of the mistakes that you've made in the past. These people are bad for your health. Toxic people can run your blood pressure up. One apple can spoil a whole barrel. One negative energy drainer can spoil your whole life.
When people can walk away from you, let them walk. I don't want you to try to talk another person into staying with you, loving you, calling you, caring about you, coming to see you, staying attached to you. I mean, hang up the phone. When people can walk away from you, let them walk. I don't care how wonderful they are. I don't care how attracted you are to them. I don't care what they did for you 20 years ago. I don't care what the situation is. When people can walk away from you, let them walk. Because your destiny is not tied to the person who left.
And they ain't got a whole, a tree can have 100 million branches, but only a few roots down at the bottom to make sure it get everything it needs. I'm telling you something. When you get you some roots, hold on to them, but the rest of them, let it go. Just let it go. Let folks go. When you get to a point in your life where you look at people and you go, okay, wait a minute, you or me, you will make a decision. Because when you telling folks to do something, and I never throw nobody away. I've never in my life just thrown nobody away. Just say, look, don't bother me no more, don't talk to me. I've never done it. What I do is I tell you, say, look, this thing you doing right here, that's going to cause a problem. You need to fix that. If we're going to be friends, we're going to be cool, you got to fix that. And if you don't, you're going to have an issue. If you see somebody fix it or they even trying to fix it, that's somebody that care. Keep them people around.
People leave you because they're not joined to you. And if they're not joined to you, you get super glue and you can't make them stay. Let them go. And it doesn't mean that Oprah was a bad person. It just means that Oprah's part in the story is over. And you got to know when people's part in your story is over so that you don't keep trying to raise the dead. You got to know when it's dead. David, when your boy is dead, wash your face and have another baby. You got to know when it's over.
When you set the president of your life that you're not going to lower your standards, when you set the president of your life that you're not going to be used, that you're not going to be taken advantage of, people ain't going to give you that. But some of us, we've allowed to be a freaking floor mat, and we wonder why people continue to walk all over us. But Trent, you don't understand. I've been with this situation for 30 years. Trent, you don't understand. Listen, you need to learn how to love yourself. You need to learn how to love yourself, and you need to get to a point, as my brother said, Jay, right? We all are enough, but you have to get to a point when you have had enough. And some of us, we haven't had enough. Some of us, we're so afraid to move on with our life because we have tied our identity to around that thing. Listen, disrespect cannot be tolerated in your life anymore. People have to know that what you're not going to accept, what you're not going to tolerate, what you're not going to put up with. Some people ain't taking you serious because you ain't taking you serious. Some people just giving you the bare minimum because they know that's what you're going to accept. You got to know your worth, baby, and then charge tax. And I'm not telling you to be bougie. I'm not telling you to be stuck up, but I'm telling you to stop allowing things in your life that they wouldn't allow. Those same people that's treating you a certain type of way, they would have been bounced.
See, a lot of people put up with a lot of foolishness because they don't want to die by themselves. Here's what I believe. I believe in a one-to-a-box theory. Ask this question of yourself. Make a list of who you communicate with most and ask yourself the question, what kind of person am I becoming because of this relationship? Is it helping me to grow mentally and emotionally and spiritually? Am I becoming a better person because of this relationship? Do they bring out the best in me? Do they inspire me? Do they encourage me to develop my greatness? Do they make me stretch? So you got to look at the people in your life and find out, what kind of person are you becoming because of that relationship? My mother used to say, birds of a feather flock together. You run around with losers, you will end up a loser.